Minimum, to be honest. I think the way that we started, I thought Susie and Sophie batted pretty well at the top and started to set a bit of a platform, but we didn't get big enough partnerships at any stage of the innings, and we also had a lot of people make starts, get 20s and 30s and not kick on, and probably, I guess, within that there's a lot of dot balls, and I think we sort of create our own pressure and then try and release it with a shot that's not really on, or a big shot, and we unfortunately get out, so it sort of accumulates, I guess.
I guess a lot depends on the big three, yourself, Susie and Sophie, and you've come back from a bit of form in the Big Bash. I know you just said the issue, but how do you get out of that?
Well, I think we've got to keep backing our abilities and play probably with a little bit more confidence. I think at times we let them probably bowl to us a little bit too much, and look, they're a class bowling side. If you let them do that, they'll settle and make it pretty tough for us. And they set some tight fields at times and asked us to probably take risks, and we either couldn't do that or we got out. So I think that's something we've got to keep assessing and looking at our options in the next few days. I mean, we've got to find it pretty quickly. Obviously, we turn around quite quickly, and I think we've got some options there that we can go to. We've just got to have the confidence to use them.
Is confidence going to be an issue? I mean, like you say, your experience, you've got lots of games behind you. Turn this, what seems a really big gap around, is it going to be a tough ask?
Oh, look, it's going to be a tough ask in a sense that it's a quality Indian side that we're playing against, and they're going to be pretty relentless, and we've got to keep coming back and I guess take it to them, because if we sit back they'll certainly keep on top of us. So I guess it's a bit of a mental challenge to kind of back ourselves to step up, and it's something that we've got to believe that we can do. And I think it's not just relying on Susie, Sophie and myself, but the whole batting order. I think we've got some quality people in there that on their day can score runs, but we've just got to believe that we can do it.
And Melly got a run up at number 5. Quite hard work out there for you and her to try and put some pace on the ball. What's the reason behind her elevation, and how do you see her progress in the batting order going forward?
I think it's a long-term thing. We've obviously got a World Cup here in a couple of years in our home country, and it's something that we've got to keep looking at and keep developing players. You see Jemima Rodriguez coming up the order for India, and she's obviously a young player as well. So we've got to, I guess it's a similar philosophy, we've got to keep developing players and seeing what they can do at this level, and I guess ask the question.
Amy, flat wicket, did it demand a little bit of patience perhaps?
To a certain extent, but then at times I think we were potentially too patient. I think it depends whether you're talking with the ball or the bat, but certainly with the ball at times I think we weren't patient enough, and we didn't create enough pressure, didn't string enough dot balls together, and they always released it with a 4-ball, so you're kind of chasing your tail constantly, and it makes it pretty tough. But obviously with the bat, I think at times we were, like I said, we let them bowl to us, and it allowed them to get into a bit of a rhythm, and then we couldn't get, momentum as a partnership either. At times we probably were stuck down one end for a while, and I guess if someone's then not facing balls, it makes it hard for them to get into a rhythm of an innings, and it's something we've got to address. The more we can get up and down the wicket, the more each batter can kind of get into their innings, I guess.
Having had a bat when you started to feel, did you think you needed to get away from the perhaps dogmatic opening with pace bowlers rather than bringing in spinners much earlier?
Look, no, I think we've got to back all of our bowlers to execute, and if we're honest, I don't think many of us executed today for consistent, for long enough, and I think we've got to have an expectation that people can execute that. It's like when we went to the West Indies, I didn't want to be, pigeonholed to a certain type of bowlers could be successful on their wickets. I think anyone that when they can get it right can be successful, and I don't think anyone really created any pressure today.